Earlier on, we got our chicken, and as you can see, it's been sitting out for at least an hour, if not longer, and absorbing all of, oh, you should smell this. You should smell this. Just the smell of it is intoxicating, it's inviting, it's appetizing. So now what I'm going to show you is the old method handed down to us from our people. I'm going to show you in old methodology. Many people ask me, how do you do this, okay? And how do you brown chicken, or how do you brown meat? I like to use brown sugar. I noticed the brown sugar in the West, in the Caribbean, when I was in Barbados. It gave me a nice browning to it. And actually when I was using it on the island of Dominica as well. Most of the Caribbean people, when they do this, they like to put oil. To me, the meat already has its own oil. And look, as you can see, we have run out of oil. We have no oil. So this thing is going to have to work without oil. Okay? One of the things we like to do when we're in the kitchen is always to wash our hands. Okay? You'll never come here and meet a clean stove, because this stove gets used. So again, I'm going to put this on a high fire. And what I'm going to do is make a sugar. I'm going to melt the sugar and use it to brown the chicken, which we call, in the area where I came from originally, brown stew chicken. But what we call it here, caramelized chicken. Now, why is this bag of sugar not open? I don't know. It seemed to me like it was opened already. It's a resealable, but it's not. So I'm going to open it. Okay, oh, it's a nice brown skin sugar. Like a brown skin woman, you know. I tell you, brown sugar. You like brown sugar? So I put about a big spoon of sugar in there. Probably going to make this meat taste sweet, but it's alright. You know, it's alright. Then you got to watch this carefully, because this is chemistry 101 or chemistry 102. The sugar is going to melt, and you have to catch it at the right time, otherwise it becomes burnt sugar. It's no longer good for coloring the meat, and it will give the meat a terrible, terrible taste. I could have sworn that this bag of sugar came from another Ziploc bag, but apparently not. In the meantime, while this is happening, while this is going on, this sugar is getting ready. As you can see, it's changing color. Okay? The sugar is changing color, it's melting, and it's going to get brown. Okay? So, you can see that we're going to have some nice caramelized brown sugar. Brown sugar! Yes! Brown stew, man. That's what them Jamaicans, them, let's say, you know. Them does like the brown sugar thing and them like that, you know. But this is what you call cooking the Pope Emmanuel. How to eat properly on a budget. When you don't have a lot of money, or you claim not to have a lot of money, but you can get your nails done and your feet done for like $40 and $50, but you cannot make a proper meal. You know, the key to a woman's heart is through the pot and pan. I did learn that, you know. Now here, look at the sugar. The sugar is turning. I had it a little too high, so I turned it down. That's one of the things in chemistry. You don't want it to cook, to get too burnt too quick, or to get a burn nature. You just want it to be nice, brown, caramelized, almost perfect. Now this right here for me is a perfect browning, okay? This is a perfect browning. A little black on some side, but mostly brown. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my chicken and I'm going to stick it in there. Okay? So now I'm going to put the chicken in, and as you can hear it, it's sizzling. And as I put it in, It's going to turn from the white, bland looking chicken that has to sit in the sun to get tanned to a nice, beautiful, attractive, brown stewed chicken. And this is a little bit too, I'm going to give it a little water because the sugar had too much high heat, and it needs a little break. You see here it got a little bit stuck. Okay, I think that's why they use oil. That's why the old people always use oil, you know. Look at all this sugar there. But hopefully this will melt in the water and continue to add color to the food. Okay, I still have more chicken to put. The chicken also has its own water, so it will generate its own water. So one of the things when you're cooking, you don't want to add too much water because that will destroy the flavor of the food. So right now I'm putting in the lowest or the remainder or the crumbs of the chicken, and then now I'm going to take my spoon again and I'm going to flip it so that the other pieces of chicken can adhere or stick to the brownness, the caramel that I have created. Now here's a big piece of unmelted sugar, and again I guess that happens. Now this is not a perfect science, but you know, sometimes you get it really good, sometimes you mess up. I didn't have any oil. I've done it without oil and it's came out perfect. I think I had the fire just a little too high, but the overall texture and the overall aroma and the consistency of the browning looks okay. So this is fine. And here we have a chicken that is mixed with rosemary, and again, one of the things, if you are living on a budget, you know, you got to grow some of your own things. Grow your own rosemary, grow your own sage, grow your own onions, grow your own sweet potatoes, you know. You don't really know where the food we're getting is coming from. It would be nice if you could grow your own chicken, or you could have a goat or two in your yard, but we haven't gotten that far yet. So okay, so this is what brown stewed chicken looks like. Now what's going to happen here, what's going to happen here, I'm going to leave this big piece of sugar in there, burnt sugar. Hopefully with the rising temperature it's going to melt and continue to add color to the food. As you can see, it's already colorful, it's brown. Okay, I don't want to bend my spoon, but this is what's happening here now. So now what I'm going to do again is this is on high temperature. I'm going to lower it. Okay, I'm going to lower the temperature. I'm going to take a little bit of water, rinse out my spoon, and I'm going to rinse all of the remaining seasoning. I'm going to take it and put it in here, and I'm going to allow this to simmer. As always, you let it come to a boil, and you let it simmer. Okay, as I go along, I try to keep the stove clean. But it's a stove, it's a working stove, so it never really is going to be perfectly clean. So in about another 30 to 40 minutes or so, we're going to have some super beautiful brown stewed chicken. And it's another example, and we're going to have rice, which is well cooked. Take a look at the rice. See how fluffy the rice is coming. It needs a little more fire, but it's going to be all right. This rice is going to cook, and when it's done, it's going to be fluffy. So I'm going to get it just a little more to a boil. Okay? No matter how you try, there's always something on the stove. You pick up a cover of a pot which sends out. Okay, so now what's this doing? Is it boiling? Let me see. Yeah, it's boiling, so I'm going to put it back on low and just leave it on low and don't uncover it. Whatever you do, you don't uncover it. So we'll let that rise for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Leave the rice about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And then after that, the rice should be good, and you turn it off and just let it sit in the heat and it will continue to evaporate. In the meantime, the chicken, as you can see, it's boiling. It's boiling, so I'm going to flip it again so the light skin can get more brown skin, you know? Because sometimes you don't want it too light, too pale, you know? So you don't be having no flavor. It don't look tasty sometimes when it's white. Like that white wing right here. Yeah, get some color, you damn wing. Alright, so, now the way I'm going to know how this is good is I'm going to smell it. It's going to smell up the whole house. And I'm going to have to open the door to air out the house so it doesn't smell just like food, you know. But this is it. We're going to wait for the grand finale. Là, nous fini. Et pour que ouais, c'est bon manger. Et puis, how you can eat very affordably if you're not lazy. And if you just take the time, you can prepare your meals at night. You can prepare it on the weekend. And you can take it to work with you. When you go to work and you open that food and you cook it for your lunch, everyone in the lunchroom is going to be jealous. Everyone is going to ask you, what is this? It's not Chipotle. It's not Taco Bell. And it's not McDonald's. It's what you learned from the peasant chef, Pope Emmanuel, your humble servant. Thank you for watching. And I hope that you would subscribe to my channel, as I have many interesting videos about the life and times and the adventures of Pope Emmanuel, commonly known as the adventures of Pete and Pete. So please hit the subscribe button, and we have a lot of materials in store for you on many subjects, not just cooking. And I just want to wish you a lovely evening. In the meantime, is it Saturday? I think it's Saturday night, and I'm home